So TNT is a platform where we come to communicate in English, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, German. Safe place to communicate and to practice our speaking skills. Today we have a co-host, so Anna is here co-hosting with me. So Anna, can you please introduce yourself?
Sure, let's go. So guys, good morning. My name is Ana Laura. I live in Cruzeiro, São Paulo, and I work as a lab analyst in the dairy industry. And since the last week, I am co-hosting here on TNT with some other hosts, and Bruna give me this space. Thank you so much, Bruna, for this opportunity. And let's go, let's talk.
Very good, then. Thank you so much, Anna. Guys, I've just sent the questions in the chat. Can you see them? Yeah, great. So in order to have a comfortable conversation, I'm going to split us in 2 rooms. I think that's enough. And there, please don't forget to choose someone who's going to guide the conversation and be respectful. And I think that's it. What I'm going to do is split the rooms right now. In the breakout rooms, don't forget also, if you need any help, just click on the button. There is a button called Ask for Help. You just have to click there, and I'm going to the room. Let me see. I think things are right here. Delete one of the rooms. I will send the questions again just to make sure you have it. And I'm going to say good morning to Malu. Hello, Malu. It's really good to have you here.
Hello.
Very good. So let's get started. Have a good conversation, and see you at around 9:50. Okay? Have a good conversation. Let's go. If you didn't receive an invitation, it means you're going to be here in the main room with me. And now Anna is going to guide the conversation. So Anna, the stage is yours. If you need any help, I'm here, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Bru. So let's go, guys. Beatriz, could you read for us the first question, then answer it, and choose someone to answer after you, please?
Yes. Where do you usually watch movies or series? Do you prefer to watch at home or at the movies? Well, usually nowadays I watch movies and series at home through Netflix or other streaming platforms. And I think I prefer to watch at home in general, but when there's a movie I really was expecting or looking forward to see, I like to go to the movies. But it became more difficult with the pandemic. What about you, Nandas?
Hello, good morning, everyone. In my case, maybe I'm the unique guy that don't like so much to watch TV shows or movies, and it's not usual for me to watch movie. For example, last year I watched maybe 1 or 2 movies, but it's very hard to watch. But in general, I like to watch at my house and with my friends. But sometimes my friends invite me to the cinema, the movie theater, and I go, but it's not very usual, and mainly during the pandemic. So yeah, I watch movies at my house and maybe in Amazon Prime. That's it. And you, Gabi, you wake up very early today.
Yeah, you see on my Instagram. Yeah, I wake up really early. It's not usually I'm here on TNT at morning. But yeah, I think I like to watch movies and series, but I don't usually do every day. More often on weekends with my boyfriend, a marathon of series or movies. And I prefer to watch it at home because, well, I like to stay at pajamas and take a lot of popcorn or chocolate and like watch a marathon of Stranger Things, for example. I prefer. But yeah, when I go to the movie theater, I like to. It's different. Like it's not usually to go to the movie theater every week. And when I go, I feel like, oh yeah, it's a great outside thing to do. Yeah, popcorn is very expensive in the cinema. I agree. And you, Bruno?
Yes, me too, guys. I usually watch at home, movies or series. And just like Nonda said, not only popcorn is expensive, but also the tickets, right? Nowadays, if you don't study, like if you're not in college, the full tickets like 40 reais. Oh gosh, that's too much. Like you need to organize your budget just to go to the movies, like 100 reais to have like to do something, simple. So I would say I like to watch at home, and okay, yeah, let's continue. Let me call Anna and you. I was going to say something else.
Sorry, guys, I forgot to ask you to present yourself. Sorry, but
It's
after that,
okay.
should them have the talk about the introductions or just go on?
No, I think they can do it like something quick, then answer the second one.
Sorry, guys, I'm getting
It's
used to do
okay.
it.
It's okay. It's okay.
So yeah, especially after the pandemic, I think that everybody started to watch on streaming platform because the movies were closed, right? But yeah, when Netflix started here in Brazil, I found that it was awesome because if I went to the movie theater every time that I wanted to see a movie, definitely I would declare bankruptcy. Just like Bruna said, is too much expensive. But yeah, usually I always see movies in streaming platforms. Please, guys, let's go to introduce yourselves. Nondas, could you start, please? Just a quick one.
Yes, I'm Nondas from Brasilia. I'm 27 years old. I just had my breakfast and yeah, I'm a little tired. And you, Gabi?
Hi guys, my name is Gabriela. I'm 22 years old. I'm hostess here on TNT too, and I'm tired today too. And you, Beatriz?
I'm Beatriz. I'm 23 years old. I live in the countryside of São Paulo, and I'm undergraduating in environmental engineering. And you, Bruna, will you present yourself?
Yes, sure. I'm Bruna. I work as a teacher. I live in São Paulo with my family. I what else? I was in the meeting before this one with Dai. We were talking about challenges, and yeah, I think that's it. It was pretty good, and I'm really enjoying having this conversation with you. I think everyone have done it, right? And you, Anna, if you want to.
Yeah. So I present myself as
Yeah.
well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am Ana Laura, I'm 25. I live in Cruzeiro, São Paulo, and I work as a lab analyst. And today I'm co-hosting here with Bruna. And so, Gabi, could you read for us the second question and answer it, please?
Of course. Second question. What about music? Where do you usually listen to it? I usually listen a lot of songs per day. Nowadays, I'm a little in the American rap. I like this kind of music, like Lil Nas X or Kanye West. I like, and I usually listen everyday music. Like every time I have a time to listen music, I was listening. I just the washes, I listen music. I like everything I do in home and outside home, I watch music. Like it's for me, it's really good to listen music. And about you, Notice?
Me too. Me too. I'm listening to music all day, every single day, and now I listen from YouTube Music, and yeah, and sometimes I listen radio too. It's not very usual anymore, but I I I listen to. And you, Beatriz?
Guys, a little interruption, Beatriz, sorry. I forgot to say where I listen music. It's on YouTube too, because I really don't like Spotify so much to hear music. And yeah, I prefer YouTube. Sorry for that, I forgot. Go ahead, Beatriz, sorry.
I love listening to music too, and nowadays I'm using a lot Spotify and YouTube, depending on where I'm listening to, because I don't have the paid Spotify, so in the cell phone it's really bad because it just shuffles music, but in the computer it's alright. So depends on the device I'm using. What about you, Ana Laura?
Yeah, so as you guys, I listen to music every day when I'm working, especially or when I'm reading something. And the platform that I use the most is the Amazon Music. And you, Bru?
Yeah, it's interesting because I thought everyone would say I use Spotify or I use Deezer, but it's interesting because it's so like different here, like YouTube or Amazon Prime. I wasn't expecting it. I usually listen to. I also love music and I listen to it every day, every single day. Um, I have Deezer and Spotify, Deezer because my cell phone account's by Team, and it's kinda on the plan, and Spotify because I prefer, like listen to it there than on Deezer. And yeah, that's it.
Let's move on to the third question. Nondas, could you read for us and answer it, please?
What streaming platforms have you already used? Do you usually share with friends and family? And I normally I use the YouTube because it's very cheap in my case, and it's very complete too. And Amazon Prime because it's cheap, and I love this service. But it's not usual to share, and my I don't know how can I say, but my signs maybe, and with my family. But sometimes I did that. So normally you can get a big plan, a family plan, and share with your family and your friends. But yeah, sometimes. And you, Beatriz?
Music streaming platforms, I use the ones I said before, and I don't share with my family because they don't use it so as much as I do. But about movie streaming platforms, we share all the platforms we use, like Netflix, Amazon, HBO, I think, and yeah, the movies we share a lot. Sometimes I share with my friend too. What about you, Gabi?
Camera problems. Yeah, about me, thinking about music streamings, only Spotify and YouTube. I don't share with anyone, but about movie streamings, Netflix, HBO, Crunchyroll is the anime streaming, uh, Discovery Plus, and another others because my brother share with me and my sister, and yeah, it's much better when you do a family plan and everyone use it. It's more cheaper. And you, Bruna?
Yeah, same here. We don't usually share music streamings here in my family. Each one of us has their own account, but talking about like movies, streamings, I pay for Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and that's it. And I share with some friends Global Play and also HBO, so that I can have access to almost everything. This is the hardest part of streaming platforms because there are so many options, and like sometimes, for example, something is just available on Star Plus. Who pays for it? No one, no one has it. Stop creating new apps. We can't afford everything. We can't pay for it. It's terrible. And you, Anna?
Yeah, guys, I feel you. And with my family, it's the same. We create a scheme. Everyone has paid for one platform, and we share with everybody. So, especially only the movies platform, right? Music, everyone has his own. But yeah, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, and Crunchyroll, as Gabi. And let's see. Bru, could you read for us the fourth question? Then
Of
answer.
course. Let's see it. What are the pros and cons of using streaming platforms? I think the pros are that you're not doing anything illegal. It's something legal, actually, and this makes me feel really comfortable. We have access to a lot of things, a lot of movies from our childhood, like some things we we have never thought that they would be available, but they are there. um, it's more comfortable, like we can watch it at home, and we can, just like Bia said, it's really accessible on different devices, like we can watch it on the computer, on the cell phone, on a tablet. So this is also great. And the cons, I would say having a lot of options, which can be expensive if you want to watch something, and this is the topic. So it also, this huge amount of options, I think, can influence piracy, because we just can't pay for everything, and that's all. What do you think about it, Anna?
So let me see here. Yeah, the pros is that I'm with peace in my mind, because I know if I'm watching it, the staff that were involved in that production will receive maybe some percentage, right? What is right, right? It's correct, correct thing. And yeah, because it's more comfortable, right? You are in your home, you don't have to go somewhere to see, and maybe have some more costs, maybe with transportation and something like that, and the food as well, as we were saying, as we said, that is too much expensive. And the cons, I don't know, maybe I don't have a strong opinion about it. I will go with Bruna. Maybe I get lost. There is so many options, and yeah, if you can afford everything and you don't have nobody to share and have access to all the platforms, you would looking for piracy content. Yeah, maybe I can think another con. Let's see, Gabi, please.
Yeah, the same. I think the pros, you use streaming to like your free time. You share with your family and friends. You invite the persons to your home to watch the streamings, and it's a good thing. But I have a lot of cons. Maybe it's a lot of money, as Bruno said, and you don't have time enough to use all the streams you wanted. And other cons is about economy. Like if you think a lot of persons have streaming platforms and like pay for it, but a part of population don't have the money enough to pay for this, like this cultural free time. Yeah, it's a cons of streaming platforms. I think as the same as movie theater, is there's a majority of person don't go because it's really expensive, and streaming platform is the same. Like I think only HBO and Prime Video is the smaller price, but the other is expensive. If you think like Crunchyroll is expensive, like Netflix nowadays is expensive. Is not accessible for the all population, and this is one of the 10 cons. But yeah, and you know this.
I agree with you totally, 100%, because I'm talking about the cons, you get a little limited, and because sometimes one specific platform has the right about one specific TV show, and you want to watch that, so you need to sign that platform, but you also want to watch another TV show, and you need to sign another TV. So you get a little limited. So if you want to watch everything that you want, you have to sign a lot of service, a lot of platforms, and it is very expensive, very expensive, and it it's hard to talk about access for everybody, because that's that's right, it's very hard to talk about because it's more deep that. So it's deep, it's about Brazil, it's about our culture, it's about right. And so, but talking about pros, it's cheap when you get one platform and use a lot. It's cheap when you compare with movie theater and other things like that, and more flexible. You can use at every uh, I forgot, but new no in new computer and new tablet, and so it's good too. Yeah, maybe that's all. And you, Bruna, what do you think about?
Uh, I forgot. I think I have already answered this one, so I'll call Bia. It's it's about the pros and cons, right? I was the first one. Bia, your turn.
Okay. Well, I totally agree with all you about the pros and cons. I think for me, the biggest pro is, like Bruno said before, that we have access to things we never thought we would have again. Like in HBO, there are now like the old Scooby Doo's um, cartoons, so I really loved it, and it's really hard to find in other platforms or media, so I was really happy. And sometimes that happens with movies too, that sometimes before we had to wait for it um, to be shown on the television, but now we can just find somewhere that if we can afford it, we can watch. And about the cons, I also agree with the fact that it's expensive, and but I'll put another one that there is. I think it creates having so much options and so much different streamings creates I don't know an urge on us to have all of them, and we want to consume all of the options. But I think sometimes it can be unhealthy and sometimes we want to pay for a platform that we will only use once every once every month, so but there is something to us to reflect.
Yeah, definitely, Bia. So it's the fifth question, right? I think that we talked about a little bit, but let's go. Have you ever felt streaming fatigue? It's like that. Is that too many different servers and not enough time? Yeah, for me, definitely. All the time. It happens all the time. My list in all platforms, list of wishes, could I say, that I want to watch is, uh, how can I say, it's tremendous. It's big, very big, but I can't, I don't, don't I can watch it all the time. It's and then when I saw they release more things and I can't watch it either, and I just put it, oh, someday I will watch. But yeah, it never decreases, always increases my list. And you, Nandas?
I was thinking, but I don't know. Sometimes I felt little fatigued before to pay for one platform. So I it's not usual for me to watch, but I paid for some like HBO, and I don't use. So you you are choosing something, and you feel a little boring, and it's a little crazy because you have um, a lot of options, and you feel a little tired to what, and a little tired to choose one. And yeah, and I stopped to pay some platforms because I don't watch. I don't watch because I feel a little tired, a little boring to choose. It's usual, maybe. I normally I use the free like YouTube or tweet Twitter. I forgot to, but yeah, that's it. Twitch, yeah, Twitch. Beatriz, and you?
Yeah, as I said before, I have felt this fatigue, and I think we stopped paying for Global Play because there were a lot of movies and movies in common with other platforms. So I think when this happens, it's not so doesn't make any sense to continue paying. So, what about you, Gabriela?
Yeah, the same. I feel stream fatigue. Right now, when I open Netflix, I feel like, oh, I watch every movie, every series. I want to stop, but yeah, I think Nonda said that. I don't know. Sometimes you pay a lot of streamings and you don't use. Like I don't use Prime Video. Like once in a while, I use Prime Video to watch one specific anime. So don't have a Crunchyroll, for example. Yeah, I think nowadays the two streamings I use most is Netflix and Discovery Plus. Discovery Plus because I love to watch big guys want to buy little things. I don't know how to explain, but Discovery Plus is amazing. You have a lot of about crime histories, and I love that. So yeah, I never ever stopped paying any streaming platform because of it. Maybe I do right now because I'm a little boring about Prime Video, but I don't know. And you, Bru?
Yes, I have already felt that, and I stopped paying for HBO Max, HBO Plus. I forgot the name because I couldn't watch the things that were there. I didn't feel there were a lot of options, so I stopped paying for it. And nowadays I share it with a friend. And yeah, of course, I have already felt this way, and it's terrible because you're trying to have access to everything and to be on time with all the new content or series or movies. Woo, it's exhausting. That's it. And Joanna.
Yeah, I was the first one that answered, but yeah, I
Sorry.
feel all you guys. It's terrible. You can do it. It's too many things to watch. Let's go to the sixth question. Bia, could you read for us and answer it, please?
Yeah, definitely. As the new releases keep coming, the bills start growing, and many people start using piracy websites. Have you ever used any of these websites? Well, I won't lie, yes. I have used sometimes. When the series I wanted to watch just was on Netflix, then they cut it out from Netflix, so I had to continue watching somewhere else. And other time was when I wanted to watch a series there's on Stars Plus, and like someone said, no one have it, so I used a piracy website. But I feel I don't like to do it, but sometimes I commit this sin. What about you, Nondas?
So sorry for the sound outside. So yeah, of course I use it a lot. By the way, it's not very usual for me, and with series and movies and TV shows, because I don't watch that. But when I talk about books, for example, it's very common in my case, and especially in my case because normally I use a lot of health books. It's very very expensive, and normally I use some websites. How can I say that? And library, tourist library. I don't know, but yeah, I got some books, and it's funny because sometimes I got some books and I like the book, and then I buy the physical book or another book and Lego book, because sometimes I don't know you, but sometimes I feel a little confused, afraid, because if I waste my money in this book and I don't like it, it's a little hard. So normally I use like a mostra grátis, and yeah, but sometimes it happens. It's not very usual, but it happened a lot. And and you, Bruna?
Yes, I always use a website to download books. I know this is not good, but since I bought a Kindle, I found out a website where all the books I want are available there, and I don't need to afford. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I don't need to buy. I don't need to buy any. Not not all the books are available on this website, so I need to buy them. Uh, but it's really rare. Well, but talking about series and movies and things like that, I have already used these piracy websites, just like Pia said. But I must confess, I've been feeling lazy these months. I don't want to look for the series or like look for movies. I just wait for them to be available on a website, then I can see it, or I don't watch it. I don't feel this urge to look for something anymore. When I was younger, it was really really common. Gabi, what about you?
Of course, I don't use. I follow the rules. Okay, I'm good girl, right? No, I'm just kidding. I use a lot of piracy to be sincere. As Nondas and Beatrice said, Science Hub I use a lot because my graduate need that. Yeah, when you study about health, you you don't have money enough to buy all the books, and you use piracy. I don't like, of course, my computer sometimes don't like to. There's a lot of articles and like, oh my gosh, but I don't have money enough to buy. Like, it's really really expensive. And about the streamings, I used it when I was a teenager because I don't have money enough to buy the streamings. But now I don't use anymore because I have, I don't know, I'm tired to search on your websites to follow. I don't know, a specific series don't have a virus, for example. I don't have more time to do that, and I waste my time to search on Science Hub. Maybe it's, yeah, for no, it's incredible. It's really expensive. I love to read books, like physical books, but sometimes it's hard to buy for physical books, and I prefer to buy in piracy the digital books, unfortunately.
Yeah, for me, it was just like Gabi said, when I was younger, I used a lot of these websites, piracy with piracy content, right? But nowadays it's so much easier, right? You can just wait a little bit and then maybe will be available in one of the platforms, right? But recently I have to do it. I downloaded in torrent because it was a movie that is available just in Japanese Netflix, and I really wanted to watch it, and it's not available here in Brazil, so I have to do it because I really wanted to see it. Guys, since we have just 5 minutes, we could skip for the 80th question, right? I think that is an interesting one. Maybe Nondas could read for us and share his thoughts about it.
Yeah, number 8. Yeah. Should content be available for everyone? Will this streaming system break down someday? And yeah, in my point of view, should be available for everyone, and like education too. And it's very hard to talk about because it's very deep and include a lot of deep questions. But in my point of view, yes. And in my point of view, streaming system, breakdown is no. I don't know. But with the internet, it's very hard to break down that. So I don't believe that will happen and someday, really. And you, Bruno, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. At the same time, I think content should be available for everyone. I know this is really lucrative. This is really profitable for companies. So this is the reason we have more and more companies and streamings being released every year. So I don't think this system is going to break down. I think it's going to increase actually, and in my point of view, the tendency is to have more and more. That's it. What do you think about it, Bia?
I also think that it should be available for everyone. So maybe, but yeah, how you were saying, it's very complex because in the world we live in, it's difficult because it's really expensive, and some people doesn't even have access to the internet, so it's something that we have to develop a lot. But I hope that someday it will be cheap and available for everyone, especially what we were saying before about uh, books and science, and because it's like knowledge should be available for everyone. And yeah, I don't think it will break down so soon. What about you, Ana Laura?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Bia. I think that it should be available for everyone, but I know that the production of all this content it has costs, right? But I know that it's difficult for them because if they want to continue to produce content, they need money, right? But I don't think that this system will break down, just increase, just like Bruna said, and hopefully, because there will pop so many options, maybe it could be more accessible and cheaper for everybody. Maybe someday they all will cost for us, everyone, just R$ 5. I don't know, minimum price, hopefully. And you, Gabi?
Yeah, I think this streaming is not available for everyone. It's the same premise of blockbusters, and the past. Like, if you don't have VHS, you don't use, and like if you don't have internet, you don't use streaming system. And as everyone knows, like the majority part of the population, not only here in Brazil but in the other countries, don't have the internet, the good internet to watch anything. Streamings is one of that, and I don't think so will break down, but maybe increase, like Bruna said and Anna said, but the persons maybe use the streaming for other things, not only anymore for movies and series, for example. Like, if you talk about 10 years ago, only Netflix was the streaming. And nowadays, every streaming is a part of us in your day. And I don't know, will break down, but you feel like more empty to, to like to choose how streaming you want to buy, maybe.
Maybe
Anyone else?
to choose the way like and CD in the past and streaming like Spotify. And no one is a lot of people, but and some people paid for the legal, but a lot of people buy piracy. So, and then the people become more famous and the show is full and it tends, so it's a little crazy maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's a transformation. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. It's okay.
It's a transformation. Like, the industry always grew up. Like, if you think about the video clips of Madonna, it's not the same as Beyonce nowadays. And I think, like, streamings days ago is not the same yesterday. The internet changed a lot. It's so fast to change. And thinking about the streaming system breakdown nowadays is not, I think, what happened, but maybe in 10 years, I don't know.
Yes, we never know. That's a great point. Well, I like to thank Anna for guiding the conversation. It was great. And welcome the guys back. Welcome back, guys. How was the conversation in your rooms? I was thinking here, and I want to ask Jefferson one of the questions. Jefferson, I want to ask you, because I know you're a really, I don't know the word, responsible guy, and smart too. So I want to ask you question number 6. As the new releases keep coming, the bills start growing, right? And many people start using piracy websites. So have you ever used any of these websites? I know you support education and everything, so share with us.
No, but sometimes it's terrible because I have a lot of poor students and used to say, I have no money to buy this book. So I do not the right thing, but I pass the password for them. No problem for me. It's not so good, but I think we need to help the poor guys, the poor students. They must to read, and the book is the best way to do this.
Definitely, yes. Great answer. And I want to ask Malu, since we are talking about like having, like everybody having access to the content. Malu, I want to ask you question number 8. Should everybody have access to everything? Do you think this system will break down someday?
Okay, I don't think the system will break down someday because it's a kind of convenient to have access to a platform to just sit and play and watch. So that's a point to consider. But also, I think it's getting more expensive every day, and it will be a problem in a moment. But about to be available for everyone, I think so. I think it should, especially when we have a lot of platforms and each platform has a different content. So you need to pay for each one of them. I think we should have one and pay once for the access. Should be enough.
Very good. I agree like 100% with you. Let me check with Claudio now. Number 9, we couldn't answer this question here. I don't know if you had the time to answer, but how can music and film industry tackle piracy? Deal with it.
Uh, I think the last year, I remember that the breaking news shows the some guys receive a bill in your home because they download some movie. I don't remember the movie, but and I think it's the right. But I download a lot of things. I don't care. So sometimes when you download the movie and watch, and you can have a better experience. And I need to sign the platform and watch the movie with the subtitles and etc. I don't know it. Piracy, it's the word. It's in this word for years and years. Sometimes I think you never will win. You won this war against the pirates.
Yes, great point. Marcio, do you think piracy will someday end? Is it possible?
Oh, to tell the truth, I don't think it's possible because there will be always the right and the wrong, and